To our in-house audience and those watching at home on the British Esports stream, welcome everyone to British Esports Student Champs Grand Finals 2024. I feel like I have much of a chance to chat to you guys in the audience, so without further ado, I'd like to ask, how are you? And I'd also like to sort of set the table for today. It's going to be a very beautiful matchup. We have Eagles.exe and we have the Newcastle Vikings. What makes it really special again is yesterday's match. Did you all watch the England-Switzerland match? Yeah. And we won on pens! Yeah. But victory is always the question mark. Victory is always the thing players desire most here in esports. And what's special about this one is yesterday's matches. It's currently 2-0 to South. Both Southern teams won their matches, won their trophies. So North is yet to register a win yet on LAN. And today is their final chance to do so. And the most important thing now that we have to set this table for is the teams. And let's bring up the first one. We witnessed them yesterday win the Overwatch 2 Grand Final, but today they're here in full force in Rocket League. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eagles.exe. And now it's North's final chance to register a win and even out the series, albeit though it's currently 2-0 to South. This is the sleeping giants of the country. Please welcome the Newcastle Vikings. I think it's only fair now to actually get some introductions out of the way. Now, to my right, of course, is the team captain for Eagles.exe, Daffo. Welcome to the stage. I'd like to ask you first and foremost, how are you feeling about today's matchup? You saw the other team in Overwatch 2 take home a trophy. Are you quite confident in doing so the same today?
Well, they've taken the pressure off us, because if we'd have sent two teams and come back with none, it would have been pretty bad. So it's all on us, and I think we'll bring it home as well.
Fair enough. And to my left is Newcastle Vikings team captain, Dom. Now, Dom, welcome to the stage. You mentioned beforehand as well that you and Daffo actually played outside of British Esports in Rocket League, so there's already an established connection there, and you already kind of know what to expect.
Yeah, like I say, we've been practicing this for a while. We've played, and everything we've done so far has led up to this moment, and we're going to try our best.
Now, Daffo, there is actually a fan base here in the fair. The Overwatch 2 teams come to watch you today and cheer you on with die-hard banners and lots of smiles. A little message to them before the game starts?
Just thank you for setting the example. We'd love to follow you, and we hope we do.
Yeah. Oh, how humble, how humble. But Dom, as I've said before in the introduction, this is a very important matchup for you because North haven't yet registered a victory or a trophy yet in British Esports Student Champs Grand Finals. You could be the pioneers today and set the first for North. Do you know how important it is, and do you know what the team needs to do?
It's very important. Like I say, we're just going to try our best. If we lose, we'll lose, but we will definitely give it our all, and it's something we're definitely looking forward to, and we'll try our very best.
Well, thank you so much. Now, Daffo and Dom, a fist bump in the middle, please signify the start of this matchup. And back to your stations, please. Already some great gestures and lots of friendship here established. But yeah, without further ado, off you go. Rocket League time. Now it's time to introduce our casters. They've been us all seasons so far in British Esports. They covered North and South divisions, and they equally know as much as me just how important this matchup is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Craftman and Boyo Royo!
Thank you. Thank you very much, Connie. We are ready to go for our grand final, the Student Champs National Finals, Boyle. It's been a long, long season, but we are finally here and we're ready to crown a champion.
I'm excited, crafters. We've been waiting all season for this, a best-of-7 grand final to find our Rocket League champion. Of course, as we mentioned, it is the NCL Vikings against Eagles.exe, North versus South. And I think we're both Scottish here, so we have a bit of a bias towards the North.
Yeah. I didn't like Connie mentioning the England score last night. Less of that, please. Thank you very much. But what we will do, let's have a look at both of our teams. They had a chat with us a little earlier on. Let's go and hear from the Vikings first.
I'm Princess Galaxy. I am the sub/coach of the NCL Vikings Rocket League team.
My name's Bergie. I'm a Rocket League player for Newcastle Vikings.
We reached the finals through a lot of, I wouldn't say hard work, but a lot of hard work in the game.
We got through quite fine, to be honest. There was 1 week where we struggled a bit more and we lost the series. It was just down to playing against good players, and we weren't on our best week really. But we haven't really had any struggles other than that.
The most challenging part was probably our mindset. I think we had a lot of moments in the game where we weren't down, but we were getting into a bad mindset. So we had to correct that if we wanted to go further and further into the tournament.
I'm pretty confident that I can handle pressure. I tend to do better under pressure. I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure we can keep a level head and do pretty well. We're aware of how good they are, and we've played games before against them, and we know we've got a grasp of how good they are, and we're pretty confident that we can win.
I believe we will absolutely destroy them, but we'll see what happens.
Anyone supporting, I really do appreciate it. It's been quite a long journey to get to the final, and we're pretty proud, and we hope we can do well.
Vikings there talking about mindset was the key there from Princess Galaxy, the coach. How important is that coming from an online season where they have pretty much dominated every game that they've played, now coming into the arena facing off against the team that they know fairly well?
Yeah, they've got a good experience against this team, and I think if they've got the good mindset coming in, it's going to benefit them a lot. They also said at the end that they're going to utterly destroy them. So big fight and talk here from the NCL Vikings. But can they, pull through and actually show that their words have some meaning here? Do they have the right mindset? Are they going to utterly destroy this Eagles team? That is the big question here. And I think we've got to hear from the Eagles now to see what they think, Chris.
Yeah, let's have a listen to what the Eagles had to say about this matchup.
I'm Datho. I'm the Rocket League captain for Exeter College Eagles.
My name is Nugget, and I play for Exeter College.
Definitely competing as a trio, because we're all really good friends, but all getting into that competitive mindset and being around each other and sort of helping lift each other up it's been huge for everybody. Just the whole sort of experience of being a player, because I've been to a LAN as a spectator and seeing players, walk out onto the stage and get the crowd hype when they score and doing all that. It's been a dream of mine for actual years, and to actually be able to go and do that in a real life venue where there's actual real people there, it's just, I'm so excited.
The most challenging part of the experience, to be honest, is just, for me, is not being hungry, because every single time I play, I'm always hungry.
I hate losing, and I don't want to lose ever again. So trying to bounce back from a loss is horrible, but with the people that go around me, it's made 10 times easier. I think we'll come on top. I back us. They're a very good squad, and I have a lot of respect for all three of them on there. But I think under the lights where everyone's watching, I think we'll come out on top.
We won't fail you. We're going to win. We're going to take the prize home, and that's it.
Thanks to my parents, my dad, my little brother. Thanks to the two greatest teammates in the world. I would not trade them for any other people. I can't wait to see you at LAN.
A lot of love there from Datho showing towards his teammates, and it is a big step up coming onto the stage like this. Talk about what Datho's thinking. He said he absolutely hates losing. What does he need to do today to make sure that does not happen?
I mean, but the obvious ones win.
I'm asking for more insightful.
If you don't want to lose, you got to win. But in actual fact, I think a lot of it is going to come down to the team play between these two teams. I think in terms of actual quality of individuals, they are pretty evenly matched. I would say overall, in terms of all players, I think Nugget has the most experience at a kind of top level. played in the RLCS before, and I think that is going to give him a bit of a grasp in the kind of competitive situation and playing with a team here a bit more, and he's got that more experience, but that does not mean that if NCL Vikings have the better team play that they cannot definitely take down this extra squad, and same vice versa. Of course, we've seen all the players so far, but just a quick rundown of the roster. Over on the NCL Vikings, it is Burkey, Dom, Calamity, the Princess Galaxy as that coach, and over on the Eagles, it is Daffo, Nugget, and JFC.
So, one thing I want to ask our lovely crowd here in Confetti X. Confetti X, who thinks the Vikings are going to win? Okay, that's good.
Pretty decent.
What about the Eagles? I think we know where this crowd is going. They had the Overwatch team here winning yesterday. They're here in the front row. They want to see their Rocket League team do well as well. Let's get hype, everyone. This is your national championship for the British Esports Student Champs.
Best of 7 for our grand finals in this game. Number 1. We had an incredible show match earlier on. Now it's here for the real deal for the grand final. Eagles.exe over on the blue side, the NCL Vikings over on the orange. Every game matters so much here, the best of 7, but as time goes on, we're going to see all of these players really get into their element, really start to play their game. Another chance here from JFC. Listen to the bump on the Burkey, not going to find it, but Nugget is straight into action off the sidewall, takes the chance, but Denmark along the way.
Oh, good save there by GFC, and this feeling out process, obviously they know each other very well, and that's a very dangerous save there from Burkey, I believe, right into the top corner of the post, almost an own goal to start us off with. It almost looked like the Euros.
Off to the backboard, a shot onto net, the first one to be found of this series, and Calamity from the NCL Vikings, a brilliant pass from Dom. And a great goal to be found.
That was excellent from Dom. Absolutely scunnered the defense. And the Eagles start things off on the back foot here. 50 seconds in. And it does feel like the Vikings have had the lion's share of touches, lion's share of offense. Of course, they had that very dangerous touch, you would say, towards their own goal, and the Eagles not able to capitalize on it. Yeah, here comes Nugget up the right-hand side. Daffo on the chase down. Didn't have a lot of boost, and see the boost counters on the left. JFC had nothing. Everyone else was upfield with boost. So not really in the play there. Vikings not able to capitalize so far, but look reset there from Dom. And Calamity will go towards the backboard. Dom trying to get a shot on, but not quite.
Daffo into centre. The pass on back to Nugget. The chance to push this ball upfield, but can he find anything of it? He's going solo. He doesn't need any help right now. JFC to clean things up. But off the post, the ball will bounce. It is an absolute tragedy for the Eagles side as they are still falling short of their first goal.
Had to score that if you're GFC. I know it's only game 1, but you can kind of let mistakes go here in game number 1. Nerves perhaps playing a factor. But when given the opportunity to tie the game, you've got to leap at it. Here comes Daffo, double tap, perhaps not quite. GFC will follow it up in a double commit in goal. We'll make sure that ball is cleared down, and it's a back pass towards GFC. And a little bit awkward there for the Eagles, but they do have possession yet again and keep the pressure on the Vikings net.
To the back wall. Good save there by Dom. It's a big launch down the other end, a one-on-one against Nugget. Nugget's got plenty of pussy, he's not going to find the touch though. The pass onto the side by Daffo, over to JFC. The control on the ball here. The pass is on down to Nugget once again, trying to break out of their own half right now at the Eagles side, but they are struggling to make that breakthrough. Finally an opportunity, but a big miss from Daffo means that the chance is quickly simmered away, and it's NCL Vikings back in control.
Here comes Dom, an air dribble from his own end, and GFC just puts himself in harm's way. Almost Calamity with a double tap and testing the Eagles defense yet again. Here comes GFC on the dribble up the left-hand side. The NCL Vikings do quite well at least getting themselves in the way, causing disruption for Eagles as they're coming up the field, because it feels like Eagles are setting up for one big passing play, but the Vikings are just sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
Pass on off to the side, here comes Burkey. Then it will go. Back to Dom, they'll be in control. Daffo taken out. Nuggets trying to find a goal off of it nonetheless, but still nothing to come for the Eagles side.
Open that.
Daffo, A chance onto net once again, but Calamity going to save it just off the back of the demo. He comes back into action. Still can't find anything of it. Daffo again will try. This time a demo onto Dom. It's a one-on-one in the back line. A bad touch in the back net. And that's a scramble by the Vikings, but they will not get punished.
How have the Eagles not scored, or rather I should say, how have the Vikings not conceded? A couple of self-bumps, triple commits, and an own goal shot.
It's an amazing bump!
And it puts it at level pegging.
Daffo has been getting bullied with all the demos coming out right here, but that bump might just be better than revenge for him. That is an incredible bit of work done by Daffo to take out Burkey and net, and a 1-1 scoreline. Eagles tie things up.
It was inevitable. It felt like Vikings defense was crumbling by the second. And now Exeter finally have a goal on the board. They've got themselves together, they've picked themselves back up. And they have a chance here in game number 1 to counteract what the Vikings have done. And again, it just seems all discombobulated from the Vikings so far, at least in the last couple of minutes. Eagles with all the pressure, all the shots. Vikings just don't look comfortable on defense right now, Boyle.
No, not at all. A chance again denied well by Calamity. Good control. The road to Burkey, the ball will fall. Off to the side, JFC can't get anything done with it. The dominant will be sent once again. Daffo to JFC. A good chance, but only scores in the well with the streams. Not going to be today. 20 seconds now. And the game remains tied. Crafters, could we have an overtime?
It will be the first overtime of the day. We didn't see it in the show match earlier on. But to start things off here in the National Championship, what a way, what a tone setter for this grand final. Vikings will have the last chance here in regulation. Nugget will keep it away and it will bounce down, and we will go to the extra time here in our game number 1.
And we're certainly getting a good series on our hands. The game 1 overtime. Next goal will take the game and start the series off 1-0 up. This timer can go on for as long as needed. There's no limit for this game now. No penalties for either team to win on here. It's Dom. And an incredible shot. He just slipped it in the bottom corner. Nobody saw that one coming.
You might not have penalty shootouts in Rocket League, but that certainly was from close range. Sniped it in the bottom right corner. And the Vikings will be the first ones to get a game on the board here in our grand final.
Incredibly done there by the Vikings at the end of that game. Both teams looked really composed in regulation. A few goals coming out in regulation, 1-1 of course. And then Vikings, as soon as that overtime hit, they went to second gear and got an incredible goal.
And quickly as well. And like we mentioned towards the end of that last game, how much Vikings were struggling in defense. They didn't seem all really together, but to have that reset come through, have the kickoff again, and just batter it in the back of the net before any more open play can progress, that is the style that Vikings need to play. But if they want to have a chance in this grand final, they need to sort out their defense.
Oh, 100%. I mean, both teams need to make sure the defense is consistently solid, because that is... And I don't like the stereotypical term, you know, defense wins championships, but in these kind of situations, it is going to win you the series.
You've got to.
Defense is going to be what separates these two teams, because both of them incredibly strong on the offense, incredibly strong teamwork from and out we saw from both of them. If they can make sure that defense stays clean, control, and composed, then it's going to be really hard to score against them.
On the flip side of that, is discombobulated as the defense did seem, the Eagles weren't really taking those chances. They were keeping did keep the pressure on a little bit, but it didn't seem like they had enough oomph to get past that and really strike while the iron was hot. Because, I mean, if your opponent's defense is not playing up to the level that we know they can play against as we get started in game number 2, you've got to take those chances. You've got to punish. But here comes Nugget right off the kickoff. 5 seconds. What a return!
All he saw was red, and he wanted a goal, and he got a goal. A brilliant start to game number 2 here for the Eagles. 1-0, 5 seconds.
What a way to start. What a way to say we are not going anywhere. Oh, but there's a kickoff goal right back the other way. It only took 3 seconds off the clock this time.
Oh, Crafters. I mean, I hate to say the word, but it's absolute calamity for the Eagles side. It's Burkett to get the goal, but they can't have an incredible goal like that and then an absolute downfall to follow after.
As our good friend Danny Boy might say, absolutely diabolical kickoff.
Absolutely diabolical.
But we tie things back up at 1 just as quickly as the Eagles had the lead. It vanishes, and now we get into our open play here in game number 2. Dathel following this one in the corner, and Nugget will have to follow this one up. 36 boost in the tank. He'll try and lay it off to GSC, who's got pretty much a full tank. Doesn't quite do much with it. Dom intercepts, takes it right back down the other end. And that's what I was talking about with the Eagles. They had that ball in good position, but not a great first touch from GSC. Lets Vikings have the ball.
I think if this game goes the way of Vikings, the Eagles team are going to be haunted by that goal they conceded. The pass line out to the side by Dom. Back it will go once again. It's Nugget in the air. Can he do it again? A pass off to the back ball, not going to work on now. JFC a little bit too slow on his approach. Daffo, the ball will be sent. 1-1, the scoreline remains, Crafters. And this next goal so pivotal whenever either team scores it. If Vikings get this goal, the Eagles' mental could crumble after that kickoff. If they can find this goal though, I think they'll be a rejuvenated team. They're going to be feeling good and going to move on from that kickoff goal. Forget about it.
I mean, the coach of Vikings did say the number one key is going to be the mindset, the mentality.
100%.
You've got to keep your cool here on the stage. Here at Confetti X as Nugget tries to pass it through. Is this it? It's in. Oh, it's an own goal! A calamity from calamity, and the Vikings concede. The Eagles are up.
And it's a goal from JFC by, name of the stats, but it was all calamity getting that one there. I mean, I guess Eagles let a bad goal go in, and the Vikings have returned it in their favour. They said, it's fine, you can have one back.
Again, defense being the factor there for Vikings. The ball hits straight at them and they go into full turtle mode. Deer in headlights, it seems. Can the Eagles capitalise and extend this lead to 3-1? Still plenty of time left here in game number 2. A miss there from Calamity. Berkey's going to have to pick this up in the corner. Nugget will take it right across the backboard, and good defense there this time from Berkey off the backboard. Dom just tries to bring this one through. Dom's done that quite a lot, not to any success so far, and Calamity can't quite put it away. But I have seen Dom air dribbling out of his own half, trying to get something moving for the Vikings, but the team comms isn't there. He's dribbling upfield himself with no support with him.
And I think a key thing here for the Vikings is to not get burnt down on that own goal.
Yeah,
they need to keep their mind in the game, keep their head in the game. I mean, it's like Rocket League folklore at this stage, going all the way back to Konovi, but we can't talk about him because Berkey's on the pitch. Who cares about Konovi? We have Berkey.
122 kilometers an hour. Big pinch there by the two of them. There's absolutely no stopping that. And the Vikings erase the error of the own goal and bring it back to level.
Like a love story between them there. A kiss of the cards and a pinch of the ball away. Sends it flying into the net. And with half the game to go, it is 2-2 the scoreline. Off to the back of the goal again. Saved by Nugget this time around. A good dive there by Calamity to pass on down to Berkey. Shot into net. Saved by Daffo. Inside it will be sent. Dom, what can he do with it? He's into his own backboard. That's dangerous. That's really bad, Dom. Nugget has a free chance on net.
Oh, look at this from Dom. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to just keep it away from the Eagles. But by doing so, he just takes his teammates out of the equation. He gives it straight back to Nugget. 3-2 now for the Eagles. Looking to tie this series up. Another kickoff, perhaps, going the way of the Vikings. That almost traced in on the left-hand side. And another save by Dom. Dom has really been a stonewall in defense. He needs to try and convert that into offense, though.
The pass intended here from Berkey. JFC will catch it. Approaching net, Dom to catch once more. Nugget tries his best to slot it on end to the backboard. It will bounce. Up high, the ball will linger, and JFC flies out of nowhere and gets Eagle goal number 4.
And this is what we were saying. Eagles need to start capitalising, and they're doing so. As the defence dissipates, they just come down on the open net and put it 4-2. Eagles really flying high.
100 seconds to go, Crafters. Still a chance for the Vikings to bring this one back. But if the Eagles can hold on, we're going to have a tied-up series on our hand. And Nugget's going for more. He's going for glory at this stage. Daff with the ball fall back to, though. He's got 100 boost. Nugget's a demo on Dom. The key defender, I would say, from the Vikings have been taken out. He's back in the action now. And just in time for the save again. And to send the ball will be sent. And down it will fall to Berkey. He's got control. He's got time. He's got to score soon. And JFC... It's a tale as old as new in Rocket League. Spiel's backflip, man.
Oh, he got to adjust that dead zone, pal. But what a shot from nothing, really, out from Vikings from the midfield. Berkey, and that's really what you've got to do if you're a team like this. You've just got to create chances out of nothing, catch the defense off guard, and GFC saw the ball flying towards him. They couldn't do anything about it, and now perhaps off the kickoff, Dom is lying in wait for this infield pass, but Nugget's going to take it away, just trying to drain this clock a little bit further towards Triple Zeros. Berkey from the midfield, oh, he'll bail out of that one. I think he just ran out just towards the end of his flight before he could get any sort of double touch off the backboard.
The Eagles have got to be careful. They had a 4-2 lead, 4-3 the ball is fallen to now. Time is running out for the Vikings side, but they've got a substantial attack developing here. If the Eagles are not careful, this game could easily go even. JFC to take this ball away. They'll get chasing for a demo onto Dom. JFC, if he can find one more, it would secure the game for them. Into center, it will not be sent. 30 seconds now to go. Dom has the mid boost on lock. He received the pass. He is going for the dunk. Cannot find it though. Back to Calamity, the ball will fall. Raptors' time is running out. It's one last chance really for the Vikings.
And now the Eagles are sitting back. They're letting this chance come. They're playing Southgate ball. Just sitting back, playing really boring Rocket League. I'm sorry to say that, but the strike comes through and JSC scores, unlike Harry Kane.
5-3 for the Eagles side. 12 seconds to go. Surely, Crafters, and I don't want to curse it, but surely this game is theirs.
It's got to be in 12 seconds. You're not scoring two. But we've seen disaster classes happen before in Rocket League. I don't think this one's going to go the Vikings' way, unfortunately. But maybe they might get a 6 goal. Really put their stamp of authority down here in this grand final. Good save from GSC, and that will confirm it. The Eagles will tie this best-of-7 series up. And we got a match on our hands, Boyle.
Certainly doing no sweeps today. Eagles.exe take game number 2, everybody. In a 1-1 series is where we lie, going into game number 3. I don't know who to give the advantage to, because that was an excellent performance for the Eagles, but the Vikings never really slowed down.
They didn't. And I think the Vikings, it's what we came back to talk at the end of game 1 as well. Like, we talked about their defense struggling a little bit. They need to have some kind of a balance in the backfield, and I think boost is becoming a factor as well. You see the Eagles just sweeping up the field, taking the corner boost out of their corner, and it's leaving the Vikings just kind of floundering in their own end.
I mean, that game was more of a defensive showing from the Vikings at that end of it, and I say that even though they lost 5-3, I still think we saw a lot coming out from their defense and it really being tested, a product of the Eagles not being challenged enough in the midfield line. They're getting past the midfield too often, they're getting too many chances onto the Vikings net, and the Vikings defense was holding out pretty well for a while, but eventually, if you shoot enough shots to net, it is going to crumble. The castle that you have built is going to crumble down, and it's going to be an easy goal to be found.
Tag series here in our grand finals for Rocket League. We heard earlier on that it is the South who've had taken both games yesterday. Newcastle battling for the North, but of course they are battling for themselves at the end of the day to call themselves champions. Tie series, you really cannot call this one because it's been really good play from both teams, a little bit of bad play from both teams. You said you can't really give the edge to anyone. I would perhaps give it to Eagles just with the momentum.
Are you sure?
Viking might almost cost him in a half. Tom, what a shot as well from Berkey with the follow-up. And Vikings will score just as quickly as they did in game number 2.
Crafters, you should know you can't doubt the North.
I can't say
Only
that.
5 seconds, just the same as game number 2, where Nugget got a goal in the first 5 seconds. Now, Viking advance with their own, and they might go for goal number 2. It's Berkey off the kickoff. He's going goal number 2 already.
Blink and you will miss it. This ship is set sail. And the Vikings have set course for Exeter. They are came to raid, they have came to pillage. And the Eagles don't know what has hit them in the first 10 seconds.
And I think the Vikings came into this saying, don't worry about us, you don't need to be afraid of little old us. And they came and showing, well, maybe you should be. But bang that ball to net. 2 already. It's only been 10 seconds, Crafters. And it's 2-0 to the Vikings. They have bounced back better than any team could.
But now what do the Eagles do? Do they sit back? Do they let the game come to them? Or do they go and take it with both hands? There's GFC, a shot. Not really the most convincing of such. And Berkey try to hunt that one down. Dathel all the way back, and now GFC pre-jumps that, does get the touch in fact, and May perhaps blocks out the 3-0, but you can see Vikings, they're not resting on their laurels. They want 3-0, they perhaps want 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. They want to absolutely destroy the Eagles in this game.
I mean, we can go back to a quote that was said in the interview, we want to destroy them, said by the Vikings coach. And it might just become true if they can keep this up. A minute is gone, and the goal scoring has quietened down, they've calmed down. But still it's 2-0. The Eagles can calm down, they've got to start scoring eventually. Look at the Vikings, have 3 on the score sheet, Crafton.
And another Fields backflip, man. Last time it was GFC, this time it's the captain in Dathel who falls victim to it. And I think it was Calamity who scored the last one as well, where GFC had a little bit of a flippy time in net. Vikings grabbing this game number 3 by the horns, and they might even get a 4th off a kickoff. No, Nugget comes from the corner and avoids a complete disaster class, and another kickoff goal going the Vikings' way.
The dismantling here of the Eagles' defense this game has been a sore sight for all their fans, I'll tell you that much. But the Vikings, I'm sure all of them players and all the fans alike will be rejoicing right now at how this game is going for them.
What I will say is, you know, we talked about how bad the Vikings defense has been. If your defense isn't your strong suit, just go on offense.
True.
Just absolutely hammer home this ball, and that's exactly what they are doing. I don't think the Eagles have had a single shot this game. I might be wrong, but it at least doesn't feel that way.
No, I don't feel like I remember them having any kind of substantial pressure in the Vikings half. This game has been Vikings through and through. And if the Eagles can't change it in this game, then it is going to be the easiest Vikings win of all time.
Your chickens before they hatch, though.
No, certainly not.
As we're only halfway through this game. Murky again with that air dribble. Dom's really been the one to have the aerial prowess, you would say, from the Vikings so far, but we've seen glimpses of it from Murky, and here he goes again. Dom will take over as Murky runs out of boost. Calamity just sitting back. It's only a 2-man offense right now for Vikings, and you can't really blame them. 3-0 up. You might as well have 1 man back to stop a quick counter from Eagles.
Well, ball falls over to Dom. Now nothing to come of it. Daffo takes control for just a moment, but here comes Calamity. Looking for bumps, looking for pressure. Not going to find anything just back off to play it safe. Great rotation coming out. That is, I believe, the first shot taken this game from the Eagles side, and it was so swiftly saved by the Vikings.
GFC on the backboard here, has to get a touch, and does so. The Vikings unrelenting right now. They're just keeping this pressure on, and talked about Eagles not able to capitalise on any mistakes from the Vikings earlier on. There hasn't really been that many mistakes to capitalise on here in game number 3. Here comes Nugget, does get a goal, squeezes it through, and all of a sudden they're back in it.
90 seconds, 2 goals needed. They were in the opposite end of this situation just last game, and they were able to hold on the Eagles side. Can they come back this time around? It'll be the Vikings going 2-1 up in the series.
Gonna have to waste off the clock here for Vikings to stop the Eagles picking off this comeback. You scored 1 in 3.5 minutes. You've got to go damn quickly. Want to get this one away from the Vikings, especially when Dom puts it back up by 3.
That Tuchel leads so swiftly, taken away. 4-1 now for the NCL Vikings. And the Eagles, after having a little bit of a moment, a little bit of a chance to bring this game back, they're back at square one. They need 3 goals. They have a minute 20 to do so. Can they act fast enough to find it? I have my doubts. The NCL Vikings look incredibly clean this game. I think what the Eagles need is a clean slate, is a new game to start off fresh and avoid those early mistakes.
And I think this has been, like you said, it has been a complete reset for Vikings. Just get their mentality back. It's if they're playing back at home, playing back in their college, playing back at school. Just completely dominant season. I mean, we were looking through the results earlier, and both these teams only lost 1 series throughout this entire season. As GFC, that's a really good save from Marky. Cracking shot there from GFC. But both these teams lost 1 series. It happened to be to the same team in HSBC Storm. Although saying that, Exeter Eagles, they got that win back in the regional final.
Well, they worked hard to make it here. certainly have shown that they are deserving. But they're going to show a little bit more in this grand final. They're deserving to be here and they're deserving to win. And if they want to deserve that trophy, they have got to step up their game. It is a 2-1 series now for the NCL Vikings. And they take one step closer to taking home the first win for the North and the whole student champs.
Rightful applause from the audience as the Vikings do get one back on the board. And now it's just a reset point for the Eagles. Obviously, they've traded games so far.
Yeah.
Game 1 to the Vikings, Game 2 to Exeter, Game 1 back for the Vikings. The Eagles really need to have a chat here and just think about what's happened. I mean, I suppose when it was 3-0 down, you kind of have to write that game off and say, okay, GG, go next. But it was so early. They had to take the rest of that game, the 2-3 minutes left in the game when they were 3-0 down, say, okay, this is a practice session now. Let's just pretend this is free play and let's GG go next.
Yeah, I think when you're in that position where you have like a 3-goal, even 4-goal deficit, which sometimes occurs, my advice a lot of the time to teams, especially if time is running out, is of course you get timeouts in Rocket League as well, and you are allowed to take them if you have your coach. But use this time as a timeout. You know, play the game, play some casually as you're mentioning, play it like it's casual or free play or ranked or whatever, and talk to your team, discuss what's going to happen in the next game. You can try for a comeback as well while you're doing so, but you don't need to be stressing about it. You try for the comeback for the next game, a clean slate, and if you can build off of that, that's where you have your best chance. This is what I want to see from the Eagles here. I don't care if there's a goal in the first 5-10 seconds. I want to see clean Rocket League come out of them, get themselves back on their feet, and understand what they have to do to win, because they certainly know it. I think they might have just forgotten.
One thing I was going to say they need to do as well, the Eagles need to negate the Vikings kickoffs because they have been deadly. A couple of kickoff goals so far, and a good save there from Berkey. After Calamity just misses that out of net. Good negating that kickoff from the get-go. Just brought it into the corner and another crack at the Vikings net. So here comes GFC and the rest of the Eagles offense. Dackle towards the backboard. Nugget to net. Great punt down there from Dom. And that is the thing. Try to be a little bit more aggressive in your defense. I think that is where the Vikings were lacking. They were holding back a little bit too much as a team. Maybe you just send one player to go chase it down and grab that 50.
It's a good demo in net. Nugget should have a run on it, but Calamity not going to let it go that easy. He knows they won last game. They know they can do it again. JFC with a bump on the incoming defender. Calamity is there once again to clean things up. Berkey chat onto net, but Nugget, an incredible save down the other end. Both defenses are shining so far. Which will be the first to crumble?
Stalemate here in the first minute. Nuggets beaten out by Berkey, and now GSC will pick it up from the midfield. Flip reset, Nuggets on this left-hand side will lay off from not quite. It's just a bit mismatch coming down here as the Eagles try to get a game back and tie the series up once more. Calamity in the midst of it, and Berkey top right corner. Oh, it bounces out. Psionics, please. They cry from the stands in the Confetti X studio, but still we remain tied at 0.
Psionics, please, echoes throughout the stadium. Both game and in person. Those little legs, I'm sure, will be screaming it as well. Dapple, the JFC off the centre, it will go. Calamity awaits the approach of Nugget. He's got a reputation, a prestigium. He's known to be probably the most experienced player on this pitch. And I think he's shown that he certainly can perform well. And they're going to try once again. But reset attempt, 1-on-1 against Berkey. He goes low, but saved by Berkey on the line. Off to the side, he'll send it. And Dom, good control. Caught by JFC, and away the ball sent once more.
Here comes Dackle, 1-on-1 with Berkey, but he's got a helping Nugget and slots it top right halfway through game number 4, and they're in the lead.
Well, we called it happening. Nugget, the star player, his game of that brilliant pass from Daffel. He had the first goal for Exeter. They found themselves to lead. We said they needed this here in game number 4. Now, can they hold on to tie up the series once again, Grafters?
You need to be careful off the kickoff because we know what Vikings are like when they go 1-0 down. They can just pull out some crazy kickoff and get a kickoff goal. They are starting to push as they were in the previous game. Not a lot of boost there for Berkey, in fact 0. Calamity all the way back in. Well, the best first touch is there, and he might actually leave this for JSC. No, Berkey comes in and steals it away before the Eagles can get a chance to do anything with it. The Vikings playing really passively here. It's quite strange to see when you're, I know you're a game up, but you're a goal down here, so you want to try and get to match point before the Eagles have a chance. A bouncing shot from JSC saved away.
Nugget keeps the pressure alive to secure this win. Another goal is almost necessary with how consistently we've seen these comebacks almost have happened. And NCL Vikings have plenty of time to find something back. 90 seconds still to go. A save there by Dawn off the side of what will be sent. Sent high by Burkey. The centre it will go. Daffo met by Dawn once more. No, he'll miss out on his touch. Here comes Calamity though. Shot high. Saved by JFC. Into Daffo with control. He's got Nugget centre, but he cannot make the pass.
JFC now 0 boost in the tank, so just leave that one in. Vikings become a little bit more aggressive, coming up to the 60-second remaining mark. The Eagles pushing, trying to get this second goal. 1-0, still a very, very vulnerable lead. As Exeter in front of their home fans here in Confetti X. Nugget tried to dump that one over Burkey. Burkey!
That's scary.
I think that was actually an own pinch. Looked to be going top right, fell towards the corner. And the Eagles have got to be thanking their lucky stars that that one's not in the net for 2-0. Or for 1-1, I should say.
Scary stuff coming out for the Eagles defense. But they do hold on, they do survive. And they might win another goal of their own. Nugget denied. But with the JFC, he waits in the back corner. Calamity, he misses out. But it ends up working out as a fake for Dom. Burkey's back, he's got no boost. 1-on-1 against Nugget, but he'll miss the same nonetheless. He doesn't need boost to find it. Another chance at end but still nothing Crafters.
They've got to get downfield quickly. There's not a lot of boost in the tank there from Dom. He's absolutely stumped there by Nugget in the upfield. But now Dom flies for it, as he's done so far this series, but no one is there around to help, and the Eagles will tie the series.
Brilliantly done by the Exeter Eagles. It's hit game 4, sorry. They tie up the series 2-2. And Crafters were guaranteed 6 games. Ooh. I think we know what we both want. We want a game 7.
I think everyone in here wants game 7. Does Confetti X agree? Yeah. Game 7? I think they want game 7 as well, Boyle. But just talk about that. Like, so, Vikings absolutely dominant in game 3. They're really quiet there in game number 4. What was the key between game 3 and game 4 for the Eagles to make that comeback?
I just think that they didn't have they didn't get the early goals, they didn't gain the confidence from those early goals. They're back in a clean slate, and they're back to playing regular Rocket League against the Eagles, because game number 3 was not a regular game. You don't often get 2 goals in the first 10 seconds. And then they can kind of coast and play more confidently. They can afford to make mistakes. Now they cannot. And they have to try and make chances of their own. They have to work on this midfield presence better. They're allowing too many times for Eagles to break on through, get chances onto net, and push on forward. But here we are with game number 5. Could the Vikings once again take the lead in the series? Or will it be the Eagles finding something of their own?
It was almost a kick-off goal from Vikings immediately within the first 5-10 seconds. That has become their staple here in this grand final. The Eagles are now wise to those kickoffs and have adjusted their strategy to counteract them. Leave a man back, going for the boost, full sheet up for the ball. Murky off the backboard. Very tentative it's going to be. You always find that in these tie series games that, well, apart from game number 3 here today, it's kind of like when you're vying for match point now, the winner of this was going to be 1 game away from taking the crown. Might be a little bit nervous, might be a little bit passive. But the aggression has worked for both teams today, and it's going to be who has the right mentality to keep that pressure up.
Exactly. Going to try to keep things in control for the Eagles side. The Eagles have shown that when they have time on this ball, when they are in the right mindset, when they are in the right positions, they are a lethal striking force. I mean, even back to game number 2, it was a 5-3 scoreline. 8 goals scored that whole game. They scored 5 of them. They can score a plenty when given that opportunity. What the Vikings need to do is deny any chance of that happening again, and they are doing exactly that right now. Brilliant passes upfield, taking that midfield control, denying the chances for Eagles to develop. A mistake's been made, but it's fine because Berkey's back in control once again.
What I will say is that the defense has been shored up really from both sides. I know we gave a lot of grief to the Vikings early on, and their offense has been speaking volumes as well. Dom flies up. What a pass though from Berkey to get him in position.
Tom, he's always
Big
in
Tom.
the right position, it feels like. He's always there waiting for the ball. And NCL Vikings 1-0 in game number 5. 3 minutes still on the clock, plenty of time. But if the Vikings take this, match point is theirs.
Dom could well be in the running for our Alienware MVP by the end of the series. Still a long way to go. 1-0 for the Vikings. Calamity a little bit of a snipe away there as JSC will have a time, and he slots it in the bottom right corner. What a threading of the needle to tie it up.
And JSC's initial touch, he just messes up Dom on the approach. After, getting that incredible goal, the defense just not working out well for him. 2 minutes 49 to go, Crafters. 1-1 the scoreline. It is as tight as it can be.
Let's hear it from this crowd. This has been a fantastic series. Let's hear it for the guys on stage. They're having a great time. We're having a great time up here. The players locked in though. 1-1. Shot from Dom just goes high. Oh, what a save from JSC. Dom on the return, looking for the top left corner, but Dathel takes it away. Again, midfield. Berkey. What a save. The defense is on point.
What is going on right now? Another incredible save, this time by Dathel. Away he'll send the ball upfield to Nugget. A counter-attacking opportunity if he's just had a crumble of boost. But the Eagles.exe side have shown us a defensive masterclass, and now they're trying to do it up front. The ball falls past Nugget. He'll take control once again. Looking for a goal, but the Vikings will not go down without a fight. Another chance in it denied. Calamity has no boost. And the ball falls back to Berkey. If things slow down for just a moment, a chance to breathe, but it's not for long. Nugget's there to strike, but it just goes high.
Straight into the crossbar, very Matane-esque there from GSC, and another save from Dathel. The defenses have been a big talking point throughout the course of this grand final. But they are sure in their way, at least on the Eagles side.
Yeah.
Vikings have really set their game up in that department as well, but they've not really been tested so much in this game so far. Dom has a free run in net. Fix everyone, can he get it to Berkey? Another save! The Eagles are a brick wall!
Daffo individually has 4 saves to his name. There's 2 for Nugget, and I'm not quite sure what JFD had. Now a chance down the other end, but it's a save by Berkey this time. Nobody can get a goal off, and they're saving the line just in time. Daffo had the chance, but Dom will deny. Off to the corner, he'll send that ball, it rolls on round. JFD, a heavy touch. Will he get punished? Not in time. Nugget to take control. He's got Daffo upfield, he's ready for a pass. Not going to find it just yet. He has to rush on back to that sidewall. Bumped, battered, bullied away. Dom to try to the back where he'll send it. But Crafters, neither team can score anymore. And it's not because they're shooting not good. It's because the defense is exemplary.
None shall pass. And again from Berkey keeps Nugget out of the net. 30 seconds left. Who is going to go to match point? Who is going to take this series by the scruff of the neck? And who is going to batter through one of these walls? Is it going to be through the blue wall or through the orange wall? Here comes Calamity to Berkey, to the net, to goal! Calamity!
Oh, Calamity! It may have taken him 2 minutes of relentless shooting onto net, but eventually he will strike gold, and the NCL Vikings take the lead in game number 5. 14 seconds to go, though, Crafters. It is not over yet. Off the kickoff, Eagles certainly have a chance.
Not enough boost there from GSC, but he might be able to fall into a touch. Dathel is hunting that ball down. Nugget to net. Oh, brilliant Calamity! What an excellent touch to secure this game. Perhaps as Berkey goes to net, and it's 3-1 just for good measure. The Vikings are 1 game away from being your champions.
To match point, the Vikings go. The North have not had a win yet this British Esports final. and they are on the teeth of doing so now. One more game win, and we could have a champion from the north. And now, let me tell you, crafters, that game should not have been 3-1. That did not deserve. That should not deserve to be a 3-1. That is the closest game we have had yet, and I don't care what you have to say about it. That was an incredible match.
That defensive showcase from both teams, but especially from the Eagles.
Yeah.
That's RLCS-esque.
Oh,
you would
yeah.
see that you switch on RLCS in a regional or even at a LAN at the major, you would expect to see defensive plays like that, and they have shown their resolve, to pardon the pun from earlier when we had Cash and Tadpole here. But it is the Eagles, despite that, their best defensive efforts, and my God, they were great efforts. They do find themselves at a disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
They need to get this next game to force Game 7.
Now, we asked, can they do it? But so far, Game 2 they've won, Game 4 they've won, and now we head to Game 6. I think we're getting a Game 7. I don't want to speak too soon, but I have the belief we're going to get a Game 7 on our hands. I want to know, what did the crowd think? Do we have a Game 7 upcoming? Can't argue with the crowd.
Eagles fans still in good voice, enjoying this fantastic, fitting grand final it has been. As we are waiting to get into game number 7.
6.
Or game number 6. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, I leaked the script too early. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we've already got it written down in the script.
Yeah,
this is a win for Eagles, and we go to Game 7. Don't worry,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
We already scripted it all earlier. Don't worry.
It's perhaps maybe a... I'm not sure if we... I think we have timeouts. It might have been a timeout called from the Eagles, which is why we're a little bit delayed getting into this one. So, timeout strategy. Now you using your timeout when you just lost match point.
Yep.
You're about to be, you have to now do or die. You have to win 2 games in a row. What is that conversation going to be like in the booth?
Well, I think there's a lot of positive coming out of that game. Their defense, although they still lost that game, it ended up being 3-1. I'm going to call it a 2-1 because of...
Yeah,
I want to. But because they still lost that game, there's other stuff to work on, especially getting those big substantial clears out. That is something they struggled with. But the on-net defense was incredible from the Eagles side, and that's something to build off of, not to be sad about. What they need to now do to improve on that is get these booming clears upfield, get people in position to receive passes to make plays to come from it. But here, in game number 6, the NCL Vikings are at match point. If they can keep that pressure going, if they can keep slamming shots to the Eagles' net, this is their tournament to take.
Well, this could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Vikings, 1 game away from glory. But the Eagles, they're not going to go in quietly into the net. Murky! A great shot from Nugget within the first 10 seconds, but this Vikings defense has shown up over the course of this series and denies them the early advantage.
So quickly, so close already for the Eagles. JFC looking to clear on out. The pass down to Nugget. He'll win it past 1, and Daffo to catch it. Calamity's shot will be denied off to the corner. He'll send it. JFC. To the ball by Burkett. Nugget will try. And a good 50-50 win. Daffo waits in the corner. He looks for a bump, can't find it. Nugget trying to get a bit custom with it there, but it's not going to work on out. But a positive here for the Eagles. Early on, a lot of aggression coming out from them. They're looking strong to start things off.
They really need to be. They know that Vikings struggled with defense early on. They need to start testing that again. Murky has really started to become a stonewall of defense, and Calamity might just pick the pocket. As that one was an way open net, just taken away in the midfield by the Eagles. A lot of aggression expected from Exeter. Just over a minute in. And Daffo is bringing it up to the right-hand side. Murky to take this one away from him, and will be Calamity to take this one out of the corner. Very, very tense here as we look to get another shot on the board. Daffo, Murky again. What an absolute monster in defense.
JFC tries with no success. A clear away from Burkett to Daffo will go once more. Nugget down to the ceiling. Daffo will try to pounce, but the defense from the Vikings is strong. Quick into action.
Nugget need to start flipping field position here. Vikings are all over this. Just like Just let this roll back and forth. This is so tentative from both teams. It's really unlike them. Where is the aggression? Where is the offense? Especially from Eagles. They need to win this game. They need to get in front. Because it feels like if Vikings score first, they're going to win this game.
On the other hand, for the Eagles, I think they're waiting for a mistake to be made. They're waiting for their moment to pounce, which it can't certainly work for them here. And they are a team who, they're not making as many mistakes in defense. They're overexerting themselves sometimes in the past, and that's where they're getting punished. But we've seen NCL Vikings make these defensive errors at times, and I think that's what Eagles are waiting for. But what we know about the Vikings is they certainly can shoot. And that was awfully close. The Eagles have a sigh of relief for a moment, but they have got to act fast, Raptors, you're right. They cannot keep on holding on because these shots are getting awfully close.
Dom getting very, very close there, rattling the woodwork off the crossbar. Here comes Nugget to Dathel. No, it will be intercepted by Dom, and Dom is really starting to prove his worth, really starting to be an absolute menace.
Oh yeah.
A real thorn in the Eagles' side. Here's Calamity, midfield pass, and Nugget will take this one away. No real dual plays coming upfield from either team. Everyone, like you said, are sitting back, waiting for the mistake to come. Maybe a solo play, but maybe a goal from Dom. And could that be the winner for the Vikings?
There is 90 seconds left, everybody. As an NCL Vikings lead. 90 seconds, where if they hold on, they will be the British Esports Student Champs Rocket League winners. Can they do it, Crafters?
90 seconds remain on this clock. Dathel gets the pass from Nugget, but isn't able to do anything with it. Berkey and Dom, the brilliant duo that we've seen here for the Vikings.
Oh, it's
working their magic again, but intercepted by the Eagles. And maybe this is the time for Vikings to sit back. They would probably want to extend their lead. You don't want to set a 1-0 lead, especially when you're on match point. Here comes Nugget, dunked down. No one's there.
Here's Burkett. We're going to try and get this clear away. We'll get it past one. Time is running out for the Eagles. The ball falls back to Nugget. He's got boost control. He's got the ball for just a moment. Quickly punished by Calamity. The ball sent away as JFC down the other end. Demos all around. Only one man standing in the Vikings, but it does not matter. Berkey, great control of the game there, a pinch out save. 38 seconds approaching, Crafters. Time is not on the Eagles' side.
You can see all the Vikings just sitting back, inviting the Eagles to come forward. They do not want, or they perhaps do want a second goal, but they're happy to sit on this 1-0 lead. Force the issue from the Eagles. Here comes Nugget, pass one. Doesn't quite get past Berkey, but this is a chance for Nugget. Can he dunk on Calamity? Not quite. A big save in the end for Vikings with 10 seconds remaining.
Over to Nugget now. The clock takes on down. One last chance over to Bumbondi. He cannot find it. The ball travels high. The pass downfield. On 0 seconds. Now it's a JFC. The backboard Nugget. He's there. Stafford waits behind him. The clear from Dom. They have to be careful. They cannot let that ball touch the ground. Nugget cuts on into the ceiling.
No way, this is still alive.
Caught by JFC. Stafford lurking in the shadows. Burkey's up. Descended down. The ball touches the ground. And ladies and gentlemen, and everybody here tonight, the NCL Vikings are your British Esports Rocket League champions.
What a performance from both teams on stage today.
Aye, oh my.
What a series. It did deserve a game 7, but in the end, the Vikings have taken out the Eagles. And you wouldn't say it was dominant fashion. That was a real back and forth scrap between both these deserving finalists as well.
100%. A huge congratulations as well. The first win for the North. This whole British Esports.
On the North.
On the North. But what a see. I cannot get over that game 5. That game 5 was an incredible match.
If you're just shooting in late, where have you been? Come on, go back and watch game 5 a little bit later on. We've got Valorant coming up in just a little bit, but in the break, go back and watch that game 5 because it was absolutely nuts. But boy, I think we got some. We're going to have a look back at some of the top plays from that absolutely insane series. And you see it's all hugs and handshakes and smiles on the faces of the Vikings players because they have taken the win. As we do get into our replay, What was the standout moment for you? Was it? It has to be that game
It has to be the game 5. I think as well the
Back to your stage.
absolute mess that the game 2 began as, with the crazy goal from Exeter and then the own goal coming off the kickoff, and it was an absolute mess of a game, but there was a lot going on. It was a great fun time, but yeah, game 5 is my highlight for sure.
It's got to be. Back in game number 2 here, the Eagles completely dominating. But the Vikings, what an incredible comeback. That's a great goal from Nugget as well. It was a little bit too late in that particular game. But the shots, this is game 5. Look at these defensive plays back to back to back for the Eagles.
Yeah, I want to give a lot of credit to the Eagles. They may have lost the series here, but they gave us an incredible show. And I'm thankful for how good that series was.
Yeah, it was insane. And there's the winning moment as the ball touches the ground. The elation from the Vikings players, and you got to hold your head high if you're Exeter. They were absolutely amazing. But we do have to crown our Alienware MVP, and I think we can all agree that it's going to be Dom.
Yeah, I think we're both in agreement. Dom, an incredible player for the Vikings in defense and in offense, done an incredible job controlling that series. He's who we picked for our Alienware MVP for that series, a well-deserved winner. Before we go quickly, I want to get a quick round of applause because, of course, we had the Vikings as champion, and we're going to talk to them in a moment as well. But a huge round of applause for the Exeter team. They gave it a great showing nonetheless. Yeah. So well done to them.
To both teams absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal series. I'm glad we came down here. This is our first time here at British Esports, down here in Confetti X for myself and Boyo, and it is certainly delivered an absolutely stonking final. And the NCL Newcastle Vikings, they are your national champions, and they are down on the stage with Connie.
Thank you very much. And give it up one more time for Craftman and Boyo Royo. A fantastic final and even better casting to top it off. But today we crown our first champion. The sleeping giants have awoken. Throughout all the Northern Bracket, they made everyone pay. Presenting your 2024 Rocket League British Esports champions. Give it up for the Newcastle Vikings! Well done. Well, let's first in order, shall we? The MVP for the series. Bear in mind today, of course, the heavy underdogs turned into the heavy favourites. That is Newcastle excellence at its absolute finest. But Dom, congratulations. Nominated by Boyo, Royo and Craftman, you win today's MVP prize, courtesy of Alienware, a 720M mouse. Everyone, a round of applause, please, for Dom. Dom, first question to get in order. Spoke to you before the match, a lot of composure, a lot of understanding of how important it was, but you registered now the first win for the Northern Division. And how might that feel for you, being the pioneer?
Honestly, it's great. Like, last night, just thinking of this, I was very nervous. I know they're a very good team, but honestly, we've just improved so much as a 3, and I think we demonstrated there that we played really well, and it's just, we're going to relax now, and just, we're going to keep playing, keep getting better, and hopefully we can do something like this again.
I think down the line, big things are to come for Newcastle. But Calamity and Berkey, I mean, you two, let's just go for a question each, but also understand it. I can see a little bit of sweat in the forehead. Go to show you just how hard you worked to win this championship. But at the same time, lots of the matches were very back and forth. The start of the series was very reckless. Lots of attacking options available for both sides, and mistakes were slipping through. But how did you find your way around that and then install a good system?
It took a while to get into it. You could tell at the start we were playing very shaky. We weren't really playing perfect Rocket League. But as the series went on, I think we're really matured with our performance, and we started playing better when they started playing the same.
And just to understand as well, the actual feel of today's match, it was the best match by far in British Esports. Easily the best match by far in British Esports so far. It was neck and neck. But the energy in your camp was ecstatic. You guys were happy. There wasn't a moment really where there was a frown on your face, even in tough times. How do you remain a positive mindset?
Well, we just say, just keep calm. No matter what the round is, as soon as the round ends, just keep it locked in. Simple.
Simple, effective, and easy. I'll ask you one question as well. You've been hyping up all the players throughout the entire match and being well reserved too in the calls, because there are times where you think, right, I'll step in and say something and take it back so they can focus on their game. How much knowledge do you acquire, though, to actually be so good in this coaching slot, in the sub slot, to really get the team ready for today?
My main role is to keep them positive and motivated. I point out their mistakes so they can build upon them, and we did that. We move past mistakes. We don't keep dwelling on them. We don't keep thinking about them. We just move past and improve upon them.
Understandable, but for one more time from the audience, let's give a round of applause for the Newcastle Vikings, your 2024 British Esports Rocket League champions. And one more as well. Look at camera 4, look at camera here. Smile for that one for sure. Lift that trophy, gentlemen. There you go, it's all yours. Newcastle Vikings. Oh, that's so funny. Coming up after the break, it's going to be the Valorant Grand Finals and the Valorant Show match. We're going to be witnessing Burnley Bees on stage for the first time and a returning Colonel Cyphers. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a moment.